Hello, I'm Dr. Thompson, Akwo, Ntuba, international physician, certified expert and professional in global health, USA. Updates on global health, environment, climate, disaster, either. On Saturday towards Sunday, that hurricane either made a landfall in the state of Louisiana. We're already on the way. On that Saturday, we're already in the city of Lake Charles, talking to the people, trying to find out what was it, their preparations and preparedness. And many people told us that they have been reliably informed that their city will not be adversely affected by hurricane either. But they were cautious and optimistic and were in their city. Before we move out to the city of Lafayette. In Lafayette, we spoke with police officers, with leaders in the community, and something similar. They knew that Hurricane Either or their city was not in the path of Hurricane Either, but they were also optimistic and cautious. On Saturday and breaking Sunday, we were in the city of Baton Rouge. And we're a whole day in the city of Baton Rouge with other colleagues. We talked with civil authorities. We're at the Capitol. We talked with staff of the governor's office and people who were around and the preparation which had been put in place. And everything was fine. We were downtown. We visited the River Center. The River Center on its own wasn't, or was an emergency shelter that was put in place so that if the shelter that was at the university or the Southern University was full, or the one over the river was full, people could use that. But by the time we got at the River Center, there were already people who were walking in and they were not sent away. We spoke with, again, law enforcement officers, the police officers, and other law enforcement officers took time off to explain to us what was going on, who was supposed to come to the River Center, and how different the River Center was from the shelter at the stadium at the Southern University. We were at the Southern University, where the Red Cross had already put up and was already serving people who were sheltering in place inside the Southern University Stadium. We had the opportunity of doing some work and talking one-on-one with those who were inside and what were some of their present challenges and issues and where they came from, and had an opportunity to tour the campus of Southern University to see what was going on. And we had students, a few here and there, in the buildings and other places. And I visited the Mandela College or School of Government, and the beautiful library and the biggest HBCU, or historic black colleges and universities around. The Southern University, or the Southern University system, is the biggest in America. And so we're in Baton Rouge on the Sunday early enough as the storm came down, we're observing and going from place to place. There are many people who were leaving the city, others who were coming away from New Orleans. Um, but apparently, since we're uh, aware and cautious and following what the weather experts were saying, we're ready to drive into New Orleans. Um, it looked very risky, as a lot of people had said. Even my assistant told me, when I said, we are going to Baton Rouge from Lafayette, he was, what about what was said to us in Lake Charles about what will happen to Baton Rouge? I'm like, yeah, that is going to happen to Baton Rouge while we are there. So we are there when the storm came and all of those things which were happening, and the response. And then the night of Sunday, breaking early Monday, we're on the road. The authorities in Baton Rouge, I believe from the governor's office and other state agencies, were driving in a convoy to New Orleans, apparently to be part of the awareness, immediate awareness and assessment. And so that was an opportunity. And so we're behind the convoy on the way to New Orleans. The trees had fallen and blocked the road, but there were people who were walking early that morning and taking away the debris, clearing the road, because the officials were driving on the road on the way to New Orleans, so the road needed to be cleared. There was, whereas the videos will show, so we're also driving inside at Wara on our way to New Orleans. We arrived safely and were part of the first press conference that was held in New Orleans at 11:30 at the City Hall. The response of the mayor was very positive. She, along her team, the chief of police, the chief of fire, Homeland Security, and the others, the managers of the utility companies, Energy as they call it, that supplies energy to that area, were on hand, and they basically explained what was going on, the damages which had happened to the city and other parts. They were going to contribute to the rescue and recovery processes in neighboring cities, irrespective of their own issues and problems. The governor was working as we were told, and the mayor was going to speak with the president and other mayors in affected cities, neighboring cities, states. And it was said that those who had problems with oxygen use and breathing were going to benefit from oxygen that was going to be stationed in certain firehouses. So the issues related to health were being addressed. The debris collection and other immediate operations were discussed. And it was made very clear that the protective levees had stood the test. And the mayor was very proud of what was being done and assured the population and the community that preparation for the next weather event began that morning. So we had the opportunity of going around the city, to different parts of the city. We drove to different districts and certain places, spoke to certain council district leaders who were also out there speaking and talking and encouraging, supporting their people and telling them that they were going to be all together working, to make sure that they come on top of the hurricane. President Biden visited the areas affected with the governor and appointed Cedric Richmond, who used to be a congressman from Louisiana, New Orleans area, and one of the former chairs of the Congressional Black Caucus, and who was a co-chair of the Biden presidential campaign and a senior technical advisor to the president on community issues and mobilization as the lead for the recovery effort. It's to acknowledge that as of today, Tuesday, President Biden is visiting the Northeast, where we had the aftermath of the hurricane effect, with a lot of flooding that caused a lot of problems, with a few people dying, as has been reported. So far, there are still many people who are out of electricity and energy in those areas. The utility companies are working very hard. 2 people are said to have died who are workers of the utility company, maybe from issues which were beyond the control of the workers and the company. They are people in different states, like the city of Houston, Mattress Mark, and others who have put together humanitarian resources and already shipped them in trucks, to the affected area. In a nutshell, the preparation for Hurricane Ida was well done. The rescue and the response has been commendable, very good, and it's ongoing. The FEMA is on the ground, helping the people with the resources that they need, applying for insurance to get repairs on their homes for those whose homes have been destroyed, and the other resources that they need. The recovery will likely take longer than was expected. Some people may be out of electricity for many more weeks or days, but all things being equal, their needs have been met. The president has assured them and have put able leaders. The National Guard was mobilized, the Defense Department, the Health and Human Services, or the HHS, was mobilized, the Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, was mobilized, the Federal Emergency Management Administration, or FEMA, was already on the ground in certain places, and they were with us that morning during the first briefing. That was them, the awareness and assessment briefing. So that's the update. That is the global health Hurricane Ida disaster updates by Dr. Thompson, Akwo, Ntuba.